welcome to Rando Tech Info and our 2022 review of the Jabra Elite 3s. The Elite 3s were released back in August of last year, and at that time their $80 price point made them a nice value proposition for people who want a nice pair of buds without breaking the bank. Now it's 2022 and I was able to grab the Elite 3s on the Zon for a cool $60, making them an even more budget-friendly option. And you can save even more money if you are willing to go refurbished. But even at a lower price point, are these buds still worth a look in 2022? Let's find out. The sound on the Elite 3s is impressive. I put it on par with the much more expensive AirPods Pro and Galaxy Buds Pro. And the Elites have features those buds don't have, like a customizable equalizer that was added to the Elites in a firmware update a few months after release. There are also the standard equalizer presets you would expect to find if you prefer to not have to do any of the fine-tuning yourself. The sound profile has a nice balance between lows, mids, and highs and should satisfy most folks looking for a nice, well-rounded audio experience. Although it should be mentioned that some Android devices will be able to take advantage of the higher quality aptX codec, which may provide a bit higher audio quality than you will find on iOS devices. In addition to adding some customizations, firmware updates also seem to have fixed some things. Early reviews of the Elites had people complaining about audio hissing, particularly at lower volumes. But I haven't noticed any hissing with my Elite 3, so I'm guessing there has been an update at some point over the last few months that has addressed the issue. In addition to the quality of the sound, the Elites also provide plenty of volume for all of your headbanging needs, so no worries there. My only real complaint about the audio on the Elite 3s is the equalizer gets reset to neutral every time you take the buds out of their case. It does save your customized presets, you just always have to select the preset you want every time you start using the buds. This isn't a deal breaker for me, but it's definitely annoying. Now, to take advantage of all these nifty audio settings these buds have to offer, you predictably need to download an app to your listening device. For this set of buds, you will want to download the Jabra Sound Plus app, and it is thankfully available on both the Google Play and Apple App Stores. The app doesn't have all the features you sometimes find on more expensive buds, but most of the basics are covered, like a Find My Buds feature, battery indicators, and an illustrated quick start guide. There's also a hear-through mode, which like on a lot of other mid-tier and high-end buds, let you use the external mics to help you hear what is going on around you. And while it's not the best implementation of this feature I've ever heard, it gets the job done in most situations. And if you really need to hear what's going on around you, you can always take one of the buds out because these buds support single bud use. One feature you might notice is missing from the app and the buds is active noise cancellation. This may be a deal breaker for some, but in order to get the price down to where it is, obviously Jabra had to cut some features somewhere. Personally, this doesn't bother me because the seal the Elite 3s create in my ears is so good. It actually blocks out sound better than on some of the buds I have that do have active noise cancellation. Now obviously the fit of any earbuds will vary from ear to ear. Heck, some earbuds even fit differently between my two ears. But I do think the Elite 3s will be a good fit for most. The 3 different sized ear tips are of good quality and the buds themselves are small and lightweight. And in the several hours I have worn them, they have never fallen out of my ears or given me any ear fatigue, which combined with the buds IP55 water and dust resistance rating, make them a great exercise companion. In fact, of all the earbuds I've put in my lug holes, these might be the most comfortable, with the only exception being the Galaxy Buds Plus, which have the advantage of adjustable wings and tips. Call quality on the Elites is solid. You get nice clean voice pickup when indoors, and decent wind and noise reduction when outside. However, my call experience with these phones wasn't entirely rosy. When I take the buds out of the case, they always reliably connect for audio, but not always for calls. The good news is the fix for this is pretty easy. You just have to go into your Bluetooth settings on your device, and then disconnect and reconnect the buds. Not the end of the world by any means, but definitely not ideal. Now it should be noted that I connected these buds to several different phones while I was testing them, and this issue only came up with the buds when they were connected to my Galaxy S22 Ultra. So it could be a phone issue as opposed to a bud issue, but it was still something I thought needed to be mentioned. Now let's talk battery life. Jabra claims these buds can last up to 7 hours between charges and get you up to 28 hours with the case. And I find these claims to be accurate and pretty reasonable considering the bud's size and weight. The case itself is of a pretty typical size and weight when compared to other earbud cases, and the shape of the case is nice and pocket friendly with an equally nice and friendly USB-C port. The magnets that hold in the buds as well as the magnet in the lid are strong and do a nice job of protecting the buds even in the event of a drop. One beef I do have with the case is that it does seem to scuff rather easily. So if you plan on keeping the case in your pocket or purse, prepare for some minor visual imperfections. The other thing I don't love about the case is opening and closing the lid doesn't activate the battery indicator. You have to actually remove one of the buds to get it to come on. Once you do remove the buds, however, you should be able to count on great Bluetooth 5.2 connectivity. In my time with the Elites, they have never lost connection or cut out. Lag on the Elite 3s, or lack thereof, is also quite good. As expected, there is no noticeable lag when watching videos. But what about gaming? Well, I'm happy to report it's not too bad. When using the Elites with my 22 Ultra, I would put the lag on par with the Galaxy Buds Pro with gaming mode turned on. You might notice a slight delay if you are looking for it, but unless you are an extremely hardcore or professional gamer, I think you will find the Elite 3s more than adequate for your PUBG and Call of Duty benders. Finally, let's talk about looks and controls. Now personally, I'm not someone who cares a whole lot about how earbuds look when they're sitting in my ears. However, if you are someone who does care, I'm happy to report the Elites have a fairly discreet profile. As for the controls, they aren't my favorite, as I prefer controls that let you pause with either bud, but that's just a personal preference. You do have the option of customizing the left bud to open your voice assistant or Spotify, which is nice. Finally, when inputting your touch commands, you will be doing so with physical buttons. Personally, I normally prefer touch controls on my buds because I don't like jamming the buds into my brain every time I want to skip a track. But the buttons here are nice and don't require too much pressure, and since the trade-off is I don't have to worry as much about accidental touches, I've decided I can live with it. So right now you're probably thinking to yourself, with the exception of some minor issues, these buds sound pretty great. So exactly how did Jabra get the price so low? Well, as you would expect, in order to achieve this price point, some features that you might find on some pricier earbuds didn't make the cut. There's no in-ear detection or auto pause, there's no multi-point pairing, there's no wireless charging, and as mentioned before, there's no active noise cancellation. When releasing a more wallet-friendly product, knowing what features to leave out is just as important as deciding what features to leave in, and in this case, I think Jabra got it right. I feel like in-ear detection, multi-point pairing, and wireless charging fall squarely into that nice to have but not necessary category. And as for active noise cancellation, as I mentioned earlier, I think the buds do a good enough job with physical noise isolation that ANC in most situations is not necessary. What is also technically not necessary but would definitely be appreciated if you are liking this video is a thumbs up and a sub to the channel.
I'll consider your offer.
So what's my final 2022 verdict on the Jabra Elite 3s? Well, if you've made it this far, I'm sure you've probably already been able to figure out I like them a lot. Even at the full price of $80, you can't expect these buds to have everything, but I think Jabra has done a nice job of prioritizing the things that matter most, like good sound and fit, as well as solid call quality and battery life. And the Elites have improved since launch, adding a customizable EQ and getting rid of the dreaded audio hiss. Yes, there are a few missing features, and the calling connectivity bug and resetting EQ are a little annoying. But at the end of the day, I still think these might be the best value in the truly wireless earbud market today, offering a premium experience at a much lower than premium price. Well, that's all the information I have for one day. If you know of another truly wireless set of earbuds that rival the Elite 3s in value, please leave that information down in the comments. We can all learn from each other and make more informed buying decisions. As always, I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching, and until next time, this is Rando Tech Info, signing out.